Family, you're welcome back to the channel. Lovely people in my hometown, in our dialect, there's something we say. It goes like this. What it means is that how you set in simple English, how you set your face, that is how the slap will land on your face. If someone is bringing their hand to slap you, the way you set your face will determine how the slap will land on your face. So when you set the face right, the slap will land right. When you set it wrongly, the slap will land like... Lovely family. There's another thing also. When you decide to lower your standard and ridicule yourself, people will walk over you. The way you brand yourself determines the kind of customers you attract also. I'm telling you the truth. This current government, I don't know what they're doing, but they have decided on global stage to make Ghana a land of disgrace, a dumping ground. And now it is blowing back to their faces and they are fighting it. But well, lovely people, let me break it to you. Something shocking is happening and Ghana is at the center of it. It is the same issue about this visa for deportee wahala. You, Ghana, you have decided to trade dignity for visa. And then you have to enjoy the shame and the disrespect that come with it. Yes. The United States is trying to secretly deport a man named Kilmer Abrego Garcia El Salvadoran. He is from Salvador. The United States is trying to deport him secretly to Ghana. A country this man has no tie to whatsoever with. He know nobody here. He has nothing to do with it. I mean, this man have no connection with this country. Salvador is just there. Why can't they just export or deport that person there? All you need to know, let's uncover the whole truth. But one thing is that Ghana, seems to be standing their ground on this particular issue. The foreign minister, the government, they said, no, we don't want this particular person. We did not agree that you send this particular person. No, we are not agreeing. The question is not whether you agree or not. You have made yourself a laughing stock already. Now, first of all, let's find out who this man is. Let's find out the truth behind this Abrego Garcia. The man that is becoming a problem of deportation between Ghana and the United States. Then we get to the bold stand taken by the Ghana government to defend its sovereignty in this particular angle, by the way. Now, Kilmer Abrego Garcia is not a Ghanaian. This man is from El Salvador in Central America, which means he can just simply be deported to that place. Simple. He fled, according to the story, he fled to the US around 2011 as a teenager, escaping from gang violence. That is what is in the news or what is in the report. According to the report, these are gangs that have terrorized thousands of people across Latin America. So he is running away from that danger, according to the story. What followed after was that in 2019, a US immigration judge ruled that this man could not be deported back to El Salvador because his life was in danger there, so he will stay in the United States. And that legal protection, lovely people, should have changed everything. It should have ended the story. We shouldn't be here today that they want to deport him here again. But another thing also followed. Later, or let me say recently, something dark happened in regards to this particular man. The thing is not clear. Despite that court rule or that court protection, the US authorities wrongfully, according to them, wrongfully deported him anyway. That is according to the United States. They said the deportation was actually an administrative error. So they did not plan it. It was an error. Now, when the media, what we discover is that when the media discovered that this man had been deported illegally, the United States Department of Homeland Security came up. We don't know whether they are trying to clean up the mess or what. They quietly brought him back to the United States with a lot of stories this time hanging around him. Stories that were not there at first. They charged him with human smuggling and even hinted that this man had tie or connection with gangs. His lawyers hit back and said, no, this act by the United States is a political act meant to silence a man who dared to sue the US government for violating its own immigration laws. So he decided to sue they decided to sue sue the US government. And then these matters arose against him. True or false? I'm not a judge.
Let me ask you about one man and one court order. Kilmer Abrego Garcia. He's the Salvadoran man who crossed into this country illegally, but who is under a protective order that he not be sent back to El Salvador. Your government sent him back to El Salvador and acknowledged in court that was a mistake. And now the Supreme Court has upheld an order that you must return him to facilitate his return to the United States. What are you doing to comply?
Well, the lawyer that said it was a mistake was here a long time, was not appointed by us, should not have said that, and just so you understand, the person that you're talking about, you know, you're making this person sound, this is a MS-13 gang member, a tough cookie, been in lots of skirmishes, beat the hell out of his wife, and the wife was petrified to even talk about him, okay? This is not an innocent, wonderful gentleman from Maryland.
I'm not saying he's a good guy. It's about the rule of law. The order from the Supreme Court stands,
he came into our country illegally.
You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk.
I could.
You could pick it up, and with all the power of the presidency, you could call up the president of El Salvador and say, send him back right now.
And if he were the gentleman that you say he is, I would do that.
But the court has ordered you to facilitate that.
I'm not the one making this decision. We have lawyers that don't want to do this.
But the buck stops in this office.
No. I follow the law.
This is it, which means that this man, if this is true, that is a dangerous person. It means this man, we cannot allow this man in our society. It means they too cannot allow that man to live in their society. So why then do you want that man to live in our society? So when his case now went public, things begin to get even more stranger. The United States now has begun looking for third countries, new destinations to deport him to. And somehow, lovely people, Ghana's name appear on that list. You ask yourself, why Ghana? Why not Burkina Faso? Because the Burkinabés are standing their ground. We are not exchanging our dignity for visa. No. Ghana have decided to exchange dignity for visa. So you will face the shame. They realize that Ghana is a loose country. These people, you just approach them, they will take him. So they were actually trying to deport him secretly without the knowledge of the government. And all over the social media, Ghana's name is being dragged, in regards to this particular guy. Stories are popping up in regard to this particular guy to be deported to Ghana. The report in the news, according to leaked document of the Department of Homeland and Security, addition to an early report, the United States considered deporting this man to Ghana, even though he's never set foot here. This man doesn't speak any local language. He has no family or heritage connected to Africa. So how would this man integrate? What is the agenda of him being, deported to Ghana? Why not deport him back to where he come from? And why I said the story is not clear is because you claim the man has connection with gangs. When he ran illegally into the United States, you said he was running from armed group or gangs. Now that he has connection with gangs, then deport him, then it means he's safe in his own country, because if truly he now has connection with the gangs, what's up? Then he should go back and then continue his gang activity. If you find out that he's a criminal, then charge him and put him in prison. Why ask Ghana here? Because our government have made the country weak. Our decision making is weak. We can bend to anything. But this time things get a little bit different, and questions arose. How could the United States, a champion of human rights, attempt to dump a foreign national in another sovereign country or sovereign African state without consent? It simply tells you how they see Ghana, and you can't blame the United States. You blame the Ghana government because they made themselves lose to anything. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. The Ghana's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Samuel Ablaka Okujeto, he issued a firm public statement. He said clearly, this is the post he put on social media. The minister picked this particular update, which says the Department of Homeland Security now plan to deport Abrego Garcia to Ghana, blah, 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 blah. And the rest of the story said the Department of Homeland Security said it's now planned to deport Kilmer Abrego Garcia to Ghana, according to a notice from the agency to his attorney. The minister put this update, I think he screenshot it. I don't know where this news is coming from. The news was updated on 9th October 2025. The minister picked it and then loaded it on his page with caption on it. This is what the minister wrote. Ghana is not accepting Abrego Garcia. He cannot be deported to Ghana. This has been directly and unambiguously conveyed to the U.S. authority. In my interaction with the U.S. officials, I made clear that our understanding to accept a limited number of non-criminal West Africans purely on the ground of African solidarity and humanitarian principles will not be expanded. Ghana strongly objects to this misleading media report. So you can see that the conclusion of the foreign minister of Ghana says that this report, which says that the Department of Homeland Security said it now planned to deport this man to Ghana according to a notice from the agency to his attorney. The foreign minister is saying that it is false news. It is not true. That is what he's saying. So who do we believe? The foreign minister or the media houses? So you and I right now, officials of our media platform, we are in the middle here. We don't know who to believe. If the minister is saying the truth or not, we can't tell. It can also be that the minister is trying to do, how do you call it? Damage control. We don't know. I'm not sure of that. Could it be? This is the only question we are asking. Could it be that it's true that they want to deport this man secretly to Ghana, and before they realize it became a public discussion which put pressure on the minister to come and do damage control? We can't tell. But according to the minister, this update is false. It is not true. That is according to the minister of Ghana, the foreign minister of Ghana, Samuel Ablakwa Okujetu. So we are happy that the minister came out to say that, oh, it's not true. Okay, let's see. We are watching. So you can see that the minister's position in the post or what he posted is very simple. Ghana's position is that, yes, we cooperate with the U.S. on limited humanitarian return only for non-criminal West Africans, not for foreign nationals or people facing legal controversies. But I will continue to say that, look, I don't blame the United States. I blame the Ghana government. They have lowered the standard, which is the reason why United States can decide to dump anything in Ghana anytime they want. And I tell you, this is not the end of this. Since Ghana is able to bow down to this visa rule by exchanging visa, or exchanging human beings for visa, what it simply means is that in the next 2-3 years to come, if the United States want to offload some people again, they're going to pull it out. That, hey, your visa has, your people, they are abusing our visa, and Ghana will go back. What is going on? Okay, we want to offload some people. If you want to take them, then we will resume the visa privilege. So what this simply means is that, lovely people, what the United States is saying, that the students are overstaying their visas and people are misusing their visa privileges, which is the reason why they are pulling out restrictions, is false. It goes against them. Because if that is the case, then why not set a system to make sure that that thing doesn't repeat? But you ignore that part of the conversation, which you claim is the reason why you put the restriction, and talking about offloading people to our continent. Just tell us that we want to offload people to your continent. If you refuse to remove the visa benefit, don't tie it on narratives. But anyway, lovely people, we are watching carefully. This is the latest news coming from Ghana. And if you enjoyed this update, please like, comment, and subscribe to be part of this family. All right? Respect to everybody. See you in the next episode.